Good morning, everyone. We will start with the next topic on buoyancy. The next topic is based on the condition of equilibrium of a floating and a submerged body. So basically, it says that if we if we consider a body which has been submerged or floating on a water or any other liquid, uh, if we apply some moment to it, uh, when will it come back to its original position? That states its equilibrium condition. Okay, so for that you need to understand the stability of submerged body. Okay, so as you can see, we are considering a small balloon over here. Okay, so a balloon is there. As you can see, the point G represent the center of gravity of that point where the total weight of the body will be acting, and point B represent what, the point where the buoyancy force will act, and FB is nothing but the buoyant force. Okay, so if we apply a clockwise movement to this particular body, what will happen? As you can see that the weight is moving this direction and the buoyant force is moving in this direction. What will happen because of this movement will act in this direction, that is a clockwise direction, but these forces, your buoyant force as well as your weight now is producing a couple. Okay, so they will try to resist it into the opposite direction. So this condition states that it is a equilibrium condition, because what is happening, this force as well as this force is acting in the opposite direction. They will try to create a movement in the opposite direction. Okay, so this condition states an equilibrium condition, because of this what will happen, the body will regain its original position. So the condition is what, equilibrium condition. Now in the second case you can see that balloon is there, the weight G, the point G is above the buoyant force. Okay, now if we apply a clockwise movement to this particular body, what will happen, the weight will act downward, the force will act upward, so it will create an again clockwise direction movement. So this type of condition, what will happen, this is making the body again move towards the water. So this condition is nothing but your unstable equilibrium condition. In this case, the body will not regain its original position, but it will go inside the water. Okay, so this is an unstable equilibrium condition. In case of a neutral equilibrium condition, what is happening, the point buoyancy as well as the center of gravity, they are at the same point. So if we apply the moment in any direction, it will not move, it will remain in the same position. That's why it is called as your neutral equilibrium condition. Okay, so what is happening in stable equilibrium condition, the body will regain its original position. In unstable equilibrium condition, the body will not regain its original position, and in neutral equilibrium the body will not move even if you apply a clockwise movement or an anti-clockwise movement. Okay, so these are the three conditions of what, stability. Okay, and now the stability of floating body, this is for what, this is stability for submerged body. This condition is for what, stability of submerged body. We'll now try to see what the stability of floating body. Okay, so in floating body what is happening, in floating body we need to consider what, M and G. As we have seen that in submerged body we have seen the point of buoyancy and the center of gravity, but in this case we need to see what, the center of gravity and the metacenter, the point where the metacentric height will lie, that is your metacenter point. Okay, so it clearly says that if the metacenter is above G, so if it is a condition where the metacentric height, the point where your metacenter is there, is above the point G, then that condition is considered to be a stable equilibrium condition. Okay, so you need to remember that in stable equilibrium condition, your metacenter will be above your center of gravity. In case of unstable equilibrium condition, what will happen, M will be below G. Okay, M will be below G in case of unstable equilibrium condition. And in your stable and in your neutral equilibrium condition, what will happen, M, if M is the center of gravity of the body, the floating body will be in neutral equilibrium condition. That means your metacenter and your center of gravity will be at the same point. So this is in the case of what, in case of floating body. So in floating body we need to consider what, G and M. So if M is above G, then it is a case of stable equilibrium condition, and if it is M is below G, then it is called as your unstable equilibrium condition, and if M and G coincide with each other, then it is called as your neutral equilibrium condition. Okay, now there are some things questions asked on your floating bodies. We will try to see and solve some of the numericals related to that. Okay, it says a cylinder of diameter 4 meter has a height of what, 4 meter. So if the question is saying a cylinder of diameter 4 meter has a height of what, 4 meter, find the metacentric height that we need to find, that is your GM we need to find. Okay, of the cylinder, of specific gravity of the material of cylinder is 0.6. So the cylinder is made of a material which is having a specific gravity of 0.6, and it is floating in water with its axis vertically. So as you can see, there is a diagram shown over here. It is showing that it is floating on the water vertically. Okay, state whether the equilibrium is stable or unstable. So we need to find out under which condition it is coming. So whether it is a stable equilibrium condition or a unstable equilibrium condition. Okay, so for this we need to we'll write all the given parameters first. We have got the diameter of your cylinder, that is your 4 meter. Okay, we have got the height, total height of the cylinder, that is 4 meter. We have got the specific gravity, that is 0.6. Okay, the depth of the cylinder is what, specific gravity into height. So by this you can find out the depth of immersion, how much your cylinder is immersed in water. So 0.6 into 4, that will give you what, 2.4. That means the depth of immersion is 2.4. Okay, another distance of the center of buoyancy is what, from A to B we need to calculate this height. Okay, so A to B will be nothing but what, the submerged height divided by 2. So 2.4 divided by 2, that is giving you 1.2. And the distance of center of gravity is what, in case of a rectangular section, it is what, it is d by 2. So the total height is coming out to be 4, that we will divide by 2, that is what, 2. So AB is 1.2, AG is what, 2. Now we need to calculate what, BG. Okay, so for BG, what is happening, we have got the value of AG. So AG was 2. From here we can minus what, AB. So AB was coming out to be 1.2. So we can get what, your BG value. BG value is what, 0.8. Okay, now we will use the formula for metacentric height, that is what, GM equals to what, I by submerged volume minus BG. So in the plan it is looking like a rectangular shape. In the plan it is looking a circular shape. So we'll consider the moment of inertia of a circle. It is pi by 64 d to the power 4. So pi by 64, 4 to the power 4. That gives you the moment of inertia for the cylinder. And submerged volume is what, area into the depth up to which your cylinder has been submerged. So the submerged volume will be what, pi by 4 into d square. Okay, into the depth of the cylinder in water. So depth of the cylinder in water is 2.4. We have find it out by multiplying the total depth by the specific gravity. So pi by 4 into 4 square into 2.4, that will give you the submerged volume. Now we have got all the parameters. So I by V we have. Okay, it is pi by 64 to the power 4 square and pi by 4 into 4 square into 2.4 minus what, we have also got the value of BG, it is minus 0.8. So the final value which is coming out for the meta center is what, minus 0.3833 meter. So your meta center is negative. So what does the meta center negative indicate? The negative sign of the meta center indicates it is below the center of gravity. So if it is below the center of gravity, what was the condition? The condition says that if the meta center lies below the center of gravity, it is an unstable equilibrium condition. It is an unstable equilibrium condition. So if your meta center is below G, it is an unstable equilibrium condition. If it is positive, then it is a stable equilibrium condition, stable. But in this case, it is coming out to be negative. That's why we are saying it that the condition is what? Unstable equilibrium condition. Okay. Now we'll see the next numerical related to this. A solid cylinder 10 centimeter in diameter and 40 centimeter long consists of two parts made of different material. So a solid cylinder is there which is having a diameter of what? 10 centimeter. It is 40 centimeter long in length. Okay. Consists of two parts made up of different material. Okay. Basically it is made up of different materials. The first part at the base is what? 1 centimeter. So the first part, since it has been made of two material, we have got the different depth of different materials. The first part from the base is what? 1 centimeter, and of specific gravity. The material is also having a specific gravity of 6. Okay. The other part of the cylinder is made of a material having a specific gravity of 0.6. The other material is what? Having a specific gravity of 0.6. State if it can float vertically in water. So we need to find that it will float in the water vertically or not. Okay. So first we'll write all the given parameters. We have got the diameter in terms of centimeter. We have got the length in terms of centimeter. We have got the length of first part, which is 1 centimeter. We have got the specific gravity of the first part, that is your 6. Now since we have got the specific gravity, we can multiply it by 1000. That will give you the density. So it is 6000 kg per meter cube. We can calculate the length of second part. The total length is 40. So the first material is of 1 centimeter. So 40 minus 30, that will give you the length of second material. So 40 minus 1, that is your 39 centimeter, is the length of your second material. Now the specific gravity is what? Of the second material is 0.6. From here we can easily calculate what? The density of your second material, that is specific gravity multiplied by 1000. So it will give you 600 kg per meter cube. So these are the given parameters or the basic things we have calculated, which will be required to solve this question. Now what it is saying that we need to say, see this. Okay, the cylinder will float vertically in water if the metacentric height gm is positive. So it is clearly mentioning that if your water metacentric height is what? Positive, that means m is above g, then in that case only your body will float, otherwise it will not float, because that is the case of what? Stable equilibrium condition. Otherwise, in case of unstable equilibrium condition, what will happen? It will move towards the water. We want that an upward opposite force is to be acting, and that can happen only in case of stable equilibrium condition. And for that our requirement is that your metacenter height should be what? Positive, and it should be above the g, your center of gravity point. Okay. Now to find the metacentric height, find the location of center of gravity. Okay, so for finding out the metacentric height, we require point G. Okay, we require the center of buoyancy point B. We require of the combined solid cylinder. Since we have got the cylinder of different material, we will have to find out the center of gravity as well as the center of buoyancy. The distance of center of gravity of solid cylinder from A is given as, so there is a formula based on which the center of gravity of solid cylinder has been calculated. The formula is what? W1 of first part. So you need to remember this formula, because this will be used many times. Okay, that is what? W1 into the distance of what? The first point, CG of the first point from A to G, or you can say G1 by 2. Then W2 into AG2 by 2, sorry, W1 into AG1 plus W2 into AG2 divided by what? W1 plus W2. So this is the formula which we are going to use in this. So the weight of first part we can calculate it by what? By knowing the volume and multiplying it by the specific gravity. That will give you the weight of your first part. Similarly, if you have got the volume of the second part and you have the specific gravity, then you can multiply it and you can get the weight of that part. So the first one we have got what? Since it is a cylinder, the area will be what? Pi by 4 d square. Area into what? The first height was 1 centimeter. So area into the depth that will give you the volume, and that is multiplied with the specific gravity of the first part. The specific gravity of the first part was 6. So this is the total weight from year to year. Okay, you need to remember that if you want to calculate the weight of a body, and if you have got the volume and the specific gravity, you can multiply the volume and specific gravity, that will give you the weight. Okay, so area, we know that pi by 4 d square, this will be common for all. So pi by d square into what? The depth of first material is 1 and the specific gravity of the first material is 6. So this will give you the weight of first part into what? Into your what? Your depth of distance of CG of first part. Now from A, the depth will be what? Since it is 1 meter, so half of this will be what? Your G1 point. Okay, so half of this will be what? 1 by 2. So 1 by 2, that will give you what? The distance of CG. So that is coming out to be 0.5. Now in case of second part, again the area is common, pi by 4 d square. Now in this case, the depth is what? Whatever the distance is left. So we have calculated the length of the second part. It was coming out to be 40 minus 1, that is 39. So that is multiplied by 39, then multiplied with the specific gravity of the second material, that is 0.6. And now what we have to do now in this, you can see that from year to year we have to calculate. This is the second G2 point for the second material. So from year to year it will be what? 1 plus the total 39 by 2. I think it is by mistake, it is written multiplication. I think it should be plus. Okay, try to calculate it by yourself, because sometimes there are some mistakes in the books and printing, so please try to calculate by yourself. Okay, so 1 is the first total height, and that will be plus with what? The total length of your second material divided by 2. Okay, so 39 by 2, that will give you what? Whatever value. So we'll put this in this, and then the weight W1, this is the W1, this is W2 again. Okay, so after calculating this, we can see that pi by 4 d square, pi by 4 d square, pi by 4 d square, pi by 4 d square is coming out to be common. We can cancel it. Okay, we are left with what? These values on the top. We are left with what? These values on the top. From this side, let me check whether it is coming 20.5 or not. Uh, 39 by 2 plus 1. So it is coming 20.5. That means it is correct. It is not multiplication sign. It is a plus sign over here. Okay. So this is what we are getting in the equation. So the finally, after doing the calculation, we can get the value of Ag. Ag is coming out to be 16.42. So this is the value for what? Your Ag. Now the next step is to calculate the depth of immersion. For that we need to do what? To find out the center of buoyancy. In order to find out the center of buoyancy of the combined two parts, determine the depth of immersion of cylinder. So we need to calculate how much depth of the cylinder has been immersed in water. Let the depth of immersion of the cylinder as h. So we are taking it as h. Okay. Now the weight of the cylinder, whatever the weight of the cylinder, it is generally equals to what? It is equals to the weight of water displaced. So whatever the weight will be, the cylinder, it will be that weight equal to what? Equal to the weight to which the water will get displaced. Okay. So the weight of the cylinder is a combination of what? Both the material. So what? We will use the formula what? Rho G B. Okay. So for calculating volume, we need to multiply what? Area. So we'll use this formula rho G into V. So first we'll see that where is the density value. So we have calculated the first material density of the first material, which was coming out to be 600. Then your gravitational force is 9.81. We need to calculate the volume. For volume, what we will do? We will multiply area with the height. Okay, so pi by 4 d square. We are taking it in terms of what? Meter. So 10 centimeter you will convert it into 0.1. Okay, and similarly 39 divided by 100. This is also in meter. After that, the second material, again the density was 6000. G is 9.81. Pi by 4 d square. This area is common for both, and the height was 1. Okay, so this will be divided by 100 in order to convert it into meter, and the weight of the water displaced will be equal to what? Pi by 4 into zero point 0.1 into h by 100. We don't know the value of h because that is the depth of immersion inside the water. Okay, uh, multiply by what? Density of water into 9.81. So from here we can get the value of h because h is unknown, all the other terms are known. So from this we are getting the value of h as what? There is the value of h. H is coming out to be 29.4. So finally the depth of immersion is coming out to be what? 29.4. It is in terms of centimeter. Okay. Now the distance for center of buoyancy is what? We have got the value of AB, we have got the value of BG. Okay. AB AB is what? Now from here you can see A to B is what? AB is generally what? The depth of immersion divided by 2. So depth of immersion is coming out to be what? 29.4 divided by 2, that will give you 14.7. And BG is what? BG is generally equal to what? AG minus AB. So AG minus AB. So we have got the value of AG. AG was coming out to be 16.42. So 16.42 minus 14.70. So the final value of BG is what? 1.72 centimeter. Okay. So now we can calculate the metacentric height. So the GM is what? I by moment of inertia divided by submerged volume minus B into G. So the moment of inertia in case of plan, how it is looking in the plan, it is looking like a circle. So the moment of inertia for a circle is pi by 64 d square. So pi by 4 64 d square. Okay, we'll take it in terms of centimeter. Okay. Now the submerged volume of the cylinder. Submerged volume is what? Pi by 4 d square into h. So pi by 4 d square, it is in terms of centimeter. This is also in terms of centimeters, the final value. It has not calculated the final value, it will put directly inside that. Okay, so it will be in terms of this together will come in terms of centimeter square. Okay, so we'll try to put in this formula. So I by V is what? Pi by 64 10 to the power 4, and pi divided by submerged volume pi by 4 into 10 to the power square into 29.4. Okay, minus what? This whole value will be minus by what? The BG value, which was coming out to be 1.72 centimeters. So the final answer is minus 1.508. That means what? Since it is coming out negative, that means what? M is below. Since it is coming out to be negative, that shows that the metal center is lying below the center of gravity. That means it is coming inside under the condition of unstable equilibrium. So your float or your material will not be able to float vertically in the water, since it is under the condition of unstable equilibrium condition. If it would, if it was in the condition of stable equilibrium, it would have been floated vertically. Okay. Then we'll see the next numerical. After that, we will conclude. A rectangular pontoon, 10 meter long, 7 meter broad, and 3.5 meter deep, weighs 686.7 kilonewton. It carries on its upper deck an empty boiler. So an empty boiler is on the top of that, which is 5 meter diameter, and its weight is what? 588.6 kilonewton. The center of gravity of the boiler of the pontoon are at their respective centers along a vertical line. So the center of gravity lies along the vertical line. find the metacentric height. So we need to calculate what GM. So weight density of seawater is what? 10.104 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay. Now we'll write all the given parameters. The dimension of the pontoon has been given. It is 10 by 7 by 2.5. Okay. So 10 by 7 by 2.5, it is clearly mentioned in the question. We have got the weight of the pontoon W1, which is 686.7 kilonewton. We have got the diameter of the boiler, which is 5 meter. We have got the weight of the boiler, which is 588.6 kilonewton, and we have got the density of the seawater, which is 10.104 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay. So for this, we need to calculate what? We need to find out first the Ag value. Okay. For Ag, we need to find out what? The center of gravity. Okay. So first we'll try to do what? We will try to calculate the first value, that is Ag1. So Ag1 will be what? Since it is a rectangular shaped material, so it will be what? Half of 2.5. So half of 2.5 is your Ag1, what? 1.25. Now we'll try to calculate what? From A to G2 the value. So it will be what? 2.5 plus half the diameter of the circle. That will be 2.5. 2.5 plus 2.5, that will be 5. So it is coming out to be 5. Now for calculating Ag, as I have told you, we have got the formula W1 into Ag1 plus W2 into Ag2 divided by what? W1 plus W2. So 6, we have got the weight of first material, that is 686.7, into what? The first value of your center of gravity was 1.25, then the second weight, then the second value of center of gravity divided by the summation of the both the weight. From here the value is coming out to be 2.98 meter. Okay, after that we need to calculate what? The depth of immersion. So the total weight of the pontoon boiler will be equals to what? Weight of the seawater displaced. Okay, so the total weight is coming out what? 686.7 plus 588.6, and this will be equal to what? Rho G into V. We have got the density. We have got the density, and by multiplying it with the volume, we can get what? This does not use in G formula. Says we have got what? The weight density of seawater. So directly we need to multiply it with the volume. Okay. So volume is what? Length into B into H. So 10 into 5 into H. H we don't know, but we know the length, we know the breadth. So H we can calculate. So H is what? 1.083 meter. Okay. Now the distance of comma center of buoyancy of what? Now from here you can see that we need to calculate what? We need to calculate the first distance, that is AB. AB will be what? The depth of immersion divided by 2. So the depth of immersion divided by 2 is what? 0.9015 meter. From VG, VG is what? AG minus AB. So we have got the value of AG. AG was coming out to be AG was 2.98 minus what? AB 0.9015. So from here you can easily calculate what your VG value. VG is what? 2.075. So let us take it 2.078. Now from here we can calculate the metacentric height. GM equals to what? Moment of inertia divided to submerged volume minus what? VG. So moment of inertia, in this case we will have to take what? If we look the boiler from the top, it will be looking like this. Okay, and we need to take the moment of inertia about y axis. So if it is cutting 7 side, so it will be what? BDQ by 12. What we will take the D value? D value is generally taken on which side your axis cut. Since we are taking it along the y axis, it is cutting the 7 side. So we will take 7 as the D cube. Okay, so let's see. BD cube by 12, 10, and into 7 cube by 12. So this is the moment of inertia. After this, The volume of submerged body is what? LB into H. So 10 into 7 into 1.87, that is giving you the submerged volume. That together minus with the BG will give you the metacentric height, which is coming out to be 0.12 meter. That means it is coming out to be positive. Okay, 0.12 meters. So the metacentric height of both the pontoon and the boiler is what? 0.12 meter. So I request all of you to try to calculate it by yourself, because sometimes in your books it is misprinted or the answers are coming wrong. So try to calculate it by yourself and check whether the answers are coming correct or not. If you have any difficulty related to your subject, please post a comment. I request all of you to write your roll numbers and your name in the comment section for your attendance purpose. Okay, thank you.